Nigel, and all members of the board. I think I saw/met a number of you last year in Manchester. Last May at the last AGM, I asked you then, Nigel, to agree to having a face-to-face briefing with Sir David King, the former Chief Scientific Advisor for the UK Government, on the science behind why net zero in 2050 is too little too late. I remember when I asked the question, Brian Gilroy nodded in acknowledgement that 2050 is too little too late, so I appreciated that at the time. You kindly agreed to the request. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And as you know, followed up with your colleagues and also with Sir David's office. And I understand that the briefing session itself took place with most members of the board in February, which again I'm appreciating. I don't know the content of the session, sadly. I would have loved to have been there and heard the conversation. I trust, however, that it did include Sir David helping you all to understand more deeply the catastrophic irreversible harm that you in Barclays and other global banks are enabling. I'm sure Sir David would also have explained to you that any further investments in new oil, gas and coal recovery will very definitely create future stranded assets which will yield zero profits and a loss of capital investment. Therefore, I'm back 1 year on to see you again in person and to ask yourself, Nigel, and perhaps the rest of the board, what did you learn from that session with Sir David, and what are you going to do differently as a result?
You'll remember there was no reluctance on our part to take up the idea, and we duly did that and had a very thoughtful, several-hour discussion with Sir David, going through the challenges and some of the things that he thought that we could be all doing more of in order to support an orderly and a just transition. I would say that his perspective on the latest scientific assessments not only reinforced the need for near-term action, but gave us some food for thought that's influencing the way we evolve our policies. We also spent a fair amount of time discussing the theme which I referred to in my opening remarks today, which was around the need for joined-up action between governments and the energy companies, the financiers, the asset owners. A lot of time discussing the importance of mobilising the investment community in that way, including through government action. So that was extremely productive. On your question of oil and gas expansion, which is, if you like, the second part of your question, the first part being around the discussion with Sir David. I would just say the following. I mean, we have restricted our policies quite a lot over the last few years. As you know, we don't do Arctic financing. We're effectively out of the oil sands, and that reflects a lot of discussion with our wider stakeholders. To us, the key is to finance the transition at the same time as meeting the world's energy demands. And the emissions from our energy portfolio are down by a third over the last few years. That is real.
You're still funding new oil, gas and coal, aren't you?
We have
massive deforestation, plastics pollution, habitat destruction.
I'm going to move on to another question. We have to look at the overall portfolio mix.
With the greatest level of respect to all of you and your families, this isn't real. What's real is record-breaking temperatures in the world's oceans, crops failing around the world, and a third of humanity in record-breaking heat in 12 countries in Asia. That's real. I don't know if you feel that your privilege is going to protect you, but it isn't.
So
the children are desperate.
We might come back to this.
They're desperate.
Let me just say one thing. The other thing that is real.
You told people to shuffle off earlier. That shows so much arrogance and hubris. They're desperate, Nigel.
I don't think that's fair.
Our kids are desperate, and you're not taking it seriously.
First of all, I don't think that's fair. I'm very mindful of